Hi, Becky here, talking to you now about our picture books, storybooks, and our fiction series. So I'm going to start with my daughter's new favorite. It's Animally. This is perfect for toddlers like my daughter, as the pages are a little, I don't know if you can hear that, but they're thicker than regular pages, so it's great for toddlers who are wanting to turn their own pages. So we have wonderful pictures, illustrations. I love you hugely like a whale. I love you shyly like a quail. So it's going through all these different adverbs, so it's a great tool if you have older kids as a writing tool for learning about adverbs. It ends with, I love you so for you're my family. Just a touching book there. Like I said, my daughter's favorite. Another new one with those same pages is B is for Bedtime. This is a book, this is an alphabet book that goes through the alphabet letters through the time, telling the story of from dinner to bedtime. A is awake, how I feel after dinner. And what I love is that it has both upper and lower case. And then in addition to the word that begins with the letter that's within the story, there's other things, like here's an apple. On here we have a bird, so there's other things to search and look for to reinforce those letters and the words. So it's gorgeous illustrations, perfect for bedtime book. A Tale of Two Beasts is a wonderful book that's a tale in two parts. The first about the strange beast. It's from her point of view. And then the next is from the animal's point of view, about the terrible beast who kidnapped him. So from her point of view, she's just taking care of a poor, young, stranded animal. But from his point of view, he's kidnapped from his home. So it's a great book and a great tool to start teaching your children about looking at the same experience from the other's point of view. Now, if we're starting to talk about learning to read, we have our phonics readers. Now, we do have them separate, like llamas and pajamas and cow takes a bow. But I want to tell you about this Ted and Friends. It's a collection of 12 of our phonics readers' stories. So we have Fat Cat on a Mat, Ted in a Red Bed. So it's working on the phonics skills. And it also comes with a CD. This is $19.99, so it is a phenomenal book. I actually have to tell you that I was not sure about the whole phonics thing, and then my son started, we were reading Shark in a Park, I think it's this one, and we started talking about the words and how the words change, and so he starts, now he reads shark and park, and then when we read bark, we encounter it, and then he sounds it out himself. So I think it's great for when your child's starting to learn to read. I also love the Complete Book of Farmyard Tales. This is an example of one of our dual readers. What I fell in love with these is how versatile our dual readers are. So this top line, Curly is out. He is safe now. The top line is a first grade reading level. Now, you can start younger as a read aloud. Start with a child that doesn't have a very long attention span. Just read the top line and it will form a complete story. Now, as they can sit a little longer, as your child can sit a little longer, add in the bottom line, which is the second to third grade reading level. And so then with a grunt, Curly pops through the fence. So we have fleshing out the story for a read aloud. Then, as they start reading, it becomes a dual reader. So your child reads the top line and you read the bottom. So it's so versatile, and then they can start reading it on their own. So I really call it a grow with you book. And this is a collection of 20 stories, and it comes with a CD as well. A read aloud, or for your older kids to read on their own, we use it as a read aloud, is our Illustrated Stories collection. I cannot tell you enough about this collection. Nice padded cover, ribbon bookmark to hold your place. These make excellent gifts. This is the Illustrated Stories from Shakespeare, and it is actually an internet referenced book and has information about Shakespeare at the back. But here we have, Twelfth Night, Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, Midsummer's Night's Dream. I love these because you can start teaching your kids about the classics early. My 4-year-old, we love this. Now we don't read the tragedies, we only read the comedies. but he loves this, and the illustrations are just gorgeous. And with this one, since they're plays, it actually has pages with telling you about who the characters are. Now if we start getting into our series, we were talking about learning to read, and don't forget, we'll be learning about the very first reading set in another video in a few minutes. But once your kids are reading, this is our earliest chapter book series. We have Billy B. Brown and Hey Jack. They actually feature in each other's stories as their best friends. But there's no more than 40 or 50 words per page, and there's illustrations throughout, so it's a great, easy chapter book to start your kids out reading on their own. Penny Dreadful is a new series out this year. This is Penny Dreadful Causes a Kerfluffle. She gets into such mischief and such catastrophes, and she's really just wanting to do her best, but she always ends up in some sort of dire circumstance. And these are not dire, but some sort of funny situation. And there are actually 3 stories within each of these books. EJ12, brand new series. Love it, love it, love it. I read it myself. It's phenomenal. It actually is about a girl who's a 10-year-old girl who is a special agent, and she deals with mean girls and situations at school, but then she's also this confident spy, a code-breaking spy. And there's actually, see if I can get to a page here where there's actually code, but it's really, really interesting. You know, you see code, so it's so much fun to read. Great, great series. Another new series is Wheel Nuts. Now this is kind of like a comic book. My son is addicted to these. It's a crazy story, but bright illustrations and just a very silly story about the craziest race on Earth. Now as we get to older kids, for your boys that maybe are reluctant readers, definitely, and love superheroes, definitely suggest the Mythical Ninth Division series. There's 4 books in this series. This is Operation Robot Storm, but these are all about 3 Yetis on one mission to save the world. So there's great illustrations, great graphics in here, and it's just a really fun story. Now, as we're getting into our middle school and teenagers, I highly recommend the Conspiracy 365 series. I'm actually addicted to it right now. It starts in January. It's all about 12 months, one terrifying year. He has 365 days, and the countdown has begun. 12 books in 12 months. Phenomenal series, riveting, on your seat. I love it. Another great book that I'm addicted to right now, series, is The Phoenix Files. This is another conspiracy series. He moves to the town of Phoenix, and it's not an ordinary town. He learns about a plot to wipe out the human race, and some teenagers have to save the world. It's a phenomenal series too. So with that, what stories do you want to read to your kids next?